A wise man once said, 2.85 ounces is a lot of weed, but pretty light for a pocket knife. Now, while I can't find the exact source for that quote, the dude must have been talking about the light for its size Manix 2 Lightweight edition made exclusively for Knife Center. It's got a brown handle and a different steel. So, let's get this out of the way. How big and how not heavy is this knife? Let's go over some numbers on the screen, like its overall length. Yeah. Its blade length and its cutting edge. Yeah. The handle size. The grip area. I don't know, I guess with the choil, without it. Its handle width. Its spine thickness. And its weight. And sorry about that, Mudhole 9. Life isn't fair. The Manix 2 has a few heavier variations, such as the regular version, which is 4.2 ounces, and the XL version, which weighs 5.2 ounces. And like the name implies, it's XL, extra large, I guess. But there are other lightweight versions, not, exclusive to Knife Center, so there's those too, and they're about 2.85 ounces. Anyway, you're like, I got a Manix 2, so what makes this one special, YouTube chump? Because I got my Manix 2 Lightweight at Blade HQ. Well, I'm glad you asked. It has a collectible flavor of blade steel called CTS-XHP. It's like D2, but more corrosion resistant to things like, I don't know, alien blood and moisture. It doesn't say which specifically. The Manix 2 Lightweight Knife Center exclusive has nearly 3.5 inches of blade that is full flat ground, plain edged, satin finished, and made in the US of A. The blade is deployed easiest by the middle finger, like such. I had to do a slight loosen of the pivot screw to make it nice and fluid, like you have to do on some Spydercos. Otherwise, deployment is sort of stiff out the gate. The lock is called a ball bearing lock, which is very similar to the Benchmade Axis lock, at least on the surface. The way it's operated is similar. You can deploy the blade by pulling back and snapping the blade out as you release the ball bearing lock, and then snap it back closed. That's an advanced knife bro move, right? There are some internal differences to the lock. I'm not saying it's the same as an Axis lock, but it kind of looks and operates like one, at least for deployment. Because inside there's an exposed spring that my Benchmade doesn't have. Now, I have not had a problem with the spring, and I use the knife a lot during this testing, but I would be wary about using this knife where fluids or particulate matter like, I don't know, entrails or whatever, get caught inside and get caught in the spring. Probably not good for fish guts. The release mechanism your hand touches is also made from plastic, the little black thing here. The detent is fairly good. If you fling it and snap it just right, you can get it to open without touching the lock. But you have to do that really hard and very specifically. But generally a lot of hard shaking won't get the blade open. And when you close it, it snaps back with a bit of force. The handle of the Manix 2 Lightweight Knife Center exclusive is a brown color, exclusive only to Knife Center. So if you like brown handled knives, well, now's your chance. It has a famous bidirectional texturing pattern similar to some other Spyderco knives, like the Endura 4. It's not offensive and give the knife grip. Most of the knife is made from plastic. FRCP, fiberglass reinforced copolymer, and it does not have a stainless steel liner. FRCP feels very similar to standard FRN, which is fiberglass reinforced nylon, that's on my Endura 4. Perhaps it feels a bit glossier and smoother in the non-textured areas, so you can maybe kind of see it here. The handle is nice and ergonomic, and all my fingers fit in the grip area without crowding. And if you like choils, well, this one has one up front to get your hand a bit closer to the blade. There's some jimping on the spine near the spider hole and the choil, and some very light plastic jimping over the top of the handle and a bit across the handle grip. Nothing sharp or very large though. The pocket clip is reversible to right or left, but tip up only. It's that low profile wire clip like on my Sage 5, and I like it alright. Okay, how about a Halloween joke? How does a vampire like its steak? Through the heart! I just lost 5 subscribers. Alright, let's make a vampire steak, or a sharp pointy stick. But first let's see how sharp it is before I beat the crap out of the blade. A push cut through the paper of this nice men's catalog. You buy one shirt and you get 3 trees worth of catalogs. Okay, let's cut through the stick first. Now, sorry about the focus here. I don't have forward-facing monitor on this camera, but the idea is I'm cutting this branch in half with the Manix by slight cuts. And at one point my battery runs out. I'm not very prepared for stuff. The Manix 2 Lightweight Knife Center exclusive, other than a mouthful to say, is a very light for its size knife. You may want to think about situations you use the knife in regards to the spring internally, because it's exposed. The blade is nice and large, and if you need to save some weight, you'll be hard-pressed to find another knife this size with this size blade under 3 ounces, at least at the Spyderco quality. I mean, there are other blades out there like the Benchmade 940-1, which is like $300. This one is about $90 retail. I haven't had much long-term experience with this unique blade steel yet, but D2, which it's claimed to be like, has been wear resistant in other models I've tested. And in fact, this actually is pretty wear resistant. I've been chopping and cutting for a while now. In fact, I did some stuff you didn't see on camera. At light chopping, wood shaving, and it stayed sharp the whole time. In fact, afterwards, I was still able to push cut paper. Now, this isn't scientific. I didn't count the number of cuts because, yeah, pretty much so it was sharp like it was right out of the box. The steel holds up to harder use, and I had no problems with the knife deployment or anything else afterwards. If you liked this video, review, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my Instagram, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment. This knife was loaned to me by a member over at the Best Spyderco group on Facebook. Go over there and check it out. There's a link in the description. That was an unintentional John Wayne impersonation. I am really sorry. Thanks for watching.